All right, let's take a look at the effective fitness training programming for the week of August 19th, the first training day, Monday, to the tactical Saturday, which is August 24th. Moving forward with these briefs, the Patrol Ready is our flagship program. That is like, I write that one first, and then from that, I scale up for hard charger and I scale down for on ramp. So when I give these briefs, I'm going to use the Patrol Ready as the template, and I'm probably going to keep the descriptions a little more generic. You'll know exercises, reps, and all that, but I'm going to keep the weights generic because the biggest difference between hard charger and on ramp and the main flagship Patrol Ready track is the scaling up is going to be weight for the hard charger. That's going to be the biggest thing that's going to be the difference. There will be other changes as we move forward, or differences as we move forward with different cycles of training, but in this first one, it's just a weight difference in the conditioning. And then for on-ramp, sometimes the exercises are scaled down, but the Patrol Ready track kind of gives you an idea for all three of those what the training is going to be like for the week. So yes, I'm using the Patrol Ready track as my template to give you this brief. Just understand that the hard charger track and the on-ramp track are pretty close. They're just scaled up or scaled down depending on which one you're doing. Anyways, let's look at Monday, August 19th. It's our upper body strength, pull-up improvement, and short conditioning day. For upper body strength, just like last week is our first week of this cycle. It's a conjugate style of training, strength training. So we're changing up the strength exercises. This week's gonna be a paused bench press. So a 3-second pause at the bottom of the bench press, holding each rep for 3 seconds, but you're gonna do for a 2-rep max. As always, I list 5 reps or 5 sets in the Train Heroic app. It doesn't mean you have to do 5 sets. You can do 4, you can do 10. It is however many sets it takes for you to find your 2-rep max with a 3-second pause bench press. Our pull-up improvement is going to be strict bodyweight pull-ups every minute on the minute. For 10 minutes, you do 3 pull-ups. If you are unable to maintain that 3 pull-ups every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, you can either scale the movement, so you have an assisted pull-up either with a band, or you do a slow eccentric pull-up where you jump up to the bar and then let yourself down slow. That's one option. Or you just do the sum of total pull-ups, so that would be 30 pull-ups, and you do those reps. You do 30 reps 4 times, basically, whether that's singles or maybe it's every 2 minutes you do 3, which would definitely prolong the total workout time. But these are both options, either scaling the movements or just doing the total reps for time and just kind of abandoning the EMOM format, which is fine. Totally fine. As long as you're getting that volume in, you're going to see improvement. The last set on all these is going to be a max. So if you can maintain that 3 reps every minute on the minute, the last set is going to be for max reps. Whether that's 1 or it's 20, max reps on the last set. Our circuit, 8 rounds for time, 50-yard farmer carry, 50 pounds or 30 pounds in each hand. Again, it's going to scale up or scale down depending on which track you're doing. And then a 100-meter run. So you have 8 50-yard farmer carries and 8 100-meter runs. The farmer's carries, you can use whatever implement you have. Not everyone's going to have dumbbells or kettlebells. You can do plate pitch carries. You could do sandbag carries. Whatever equipment you have, do some kind of loaded carry. Fair enough? And that is your Monday, August 19th. Tuesday, lower body strength and hypertrophy, and then sprint conditioning. So, pause back squat, building up to a 1-rep max. The pause is 3 seconds at the bottom of the squat. So I recommend full depth squats. People are used to be thought to be bad for your knees, but it gets balanced out in that you won't be able to lift as much weight. So you have less load on your knees to get to that depth. I think that's kind of outdated anyways. But yeah, 3-second pause at the bottom of the squat. Building up to a 1-rep max. Do so safely. If you do not have a spotter or spotter arms, make sure you know how to bail from a barbell if you need to. Do not get trapped under that barbell, and most certainly do not fall forward with the barbell on your back. Do this stuff safely. Okay, I mean, it's 1-rep max. If for safety reasons you take it to 95%, like maybe you could add on 5 more pounds, like you can call it good at that 95%, all right? Like, if you're not available to do the job or to train further or to do the job, then what good are you? So let's make sure that, you know, the best athlete's an available athlete, the best cop's an available cop. Make sure you're available. Don't get hurt in training doing back squats. All right, now for our hypertrophy, RDLs, and single leg calf raises, 12 reps each. Make sure you're going through a full range of motion. If you have very good hinge range of motion, or you know, hamstring, the posterior chain range of motion, you can step up on a plate to get some more available range that you can sink into for those RDLs. And then the single leg calf raises, you'll see the video. Madam Director Kelly's balancing on a plate. It doesn't have to be a balancing act. You can hold on to something for balance. Just make sure that the step that you're on or the plates that you're on are high enough that you can really get a deep stretch at the bottom of the calf raise. At the bottom, like hold that stretch briefly, and then get a full contraction, get as high as you can at the top of it. Full range of motion, again, you can hold on to something. You don't have to act like you're on a balance beam. And then our conditioning. So it's a sprint conditioning on these Tuesdays, 20 kettlebell swings. The sub for that is broad jumps. You're just gonna get, broad jumps are nice. You get that full triple extension through the hips, kind of like a kettlebell swing, it's just unloaded. And then 30 max toes to bar, or 30 toes to bar. If you can't do toes to bars, they're challenging movement. Hanging leg raises is a good sub. So you're basically getting as close to a toes to bar as you can, 30 of those, and then a 400-meter run. That is it. You're just doing that, and you are sending it as fast as you possibly can. Again, it's a sprint conditioning, so less than 5 minutes. You should be gassed at the end, but it shouldn't be overly fatiguing because it's just not a lot of volume of work. That's perfectly fine. 20 kettlebell swings, 30 toes to bar, 400-meter run. Do that as fast as you can. That's your conditioning for the day. And that's your Tuesday, August 20th. August 21st, Wednesday, is our EFT or EFC combatives drills, if you so choose, or active recovery day, if you so choose. Or it's a day where maybe you can't train on Thursday, so you take Thursday's training and put it on Wednesday. Or maybe you want to get some more zone 2 work in, so that's the day you get your zone 2 work in. Or you like pickleball, so that's the day you play pickleball, whatever. That can be that day. Thursday, it's our power day. Power endurance for this cycle, and then moderate duration conditioning. So with power endurance this cycle, or this week, it's gonna be power cleans and push press. Power cleans more for the lower body, push press more for the upper body. If you can't do power cleans, sumo deadlift high pulls, hang clean high pulls, same subs. Those used to be the main exercises, and I would say if you can do power cleans, do power cleans. Now I'm saying if you can do power cleans, do power cleans. But the subs for that, the scaling down from that is sumo deadlift high pull or hang clean high pull. Anyways, build to a moderate to heavy weight. So you don't want it to be crazy heavy, but just a moderate to heavy weight, something you can move fast, right? A maximum weight that you can move quickly. And then you're gonna do an EMOM, 7 rounds of an EMOM every minute on the minute, 1 rep with that weight. So you build up to that weight, you start a clock on 0, you do 1 rep, drop it, and you got time to rest. You got 58 seconds to rest, and then you do another rep. And then you have the rest of that minute to rest, then you do another rep. You gotta do that for 7 rounds. And then push press, same thing. Build to a moderate heavy weight. Once you get to that weight, something you can move fast, right? So with the push press, you really should be driving hard with the legs. The legs should be the main mover here. Stable core, dip, drive up as hard as you can through the bar, pushing the bar up overhead. Same idea. Build up to a moderate heavy weight, and then every minute on the minute for 7 minutes, do 1 rep. Circuit for this Thursday is complete as many rounds as possible in 15 minutes. It's gonna be 9 deadlifts, 12 hand release push-ups, and 15 box jumps. And what the deadlift weight and the box jump height is gonna differ from the hard charger track to the patrol ready track, which is the one I'm covering now, and then the on-ramp track. And I don't have the on-ramp track queued up in front of me, but the box jumps might honestly be squat jumps in the on-ramp track, just to give you an idea of how that track kind of scales down from patrol ready track. But as many rounds as possible, 15 minutes, 9 deadlifts. For the patrol ready track, it's going to be 155 pounds or 100 pounds. And then 12 hand release push-ups, 15 box jumps at 24 inches or 20 inches. And again, that scales up and down depending on which track you're following. We're at sets of 12, so it's a repeat of week 1 in our Flex Friday, August 23rd. It's a repeat of week 1. It's same set, same exercises, same reps. The idea is that the exercises week 1 were 15, or the reps were 15 week 1. Now the reps are 12, so we have reduced in reps, which means we have to see an increase in weight. If you're limited on equipment, then spend more time moving the weight, so slower tempo, so that by the time you get to 12, you are close to failure, within 3 reps of failure. So you do your 12th rep, and you could have done 2 more, or 1 more, or you reach complete muscular failure. All of those are success. If you have a full gym, you got all the dumbbells, all the weights that you could possibly imagine, then bump the weight up from week 1. Week 1, it was 15 reps. Now we're at 12 reps, so we got to see an increase in that weight. And then our tactical Saturday, August 24th. It's a pro agility drill for our agility work. Pro agility drill, 20-yard shuttle. We call it the 5-10-5 agility drill within Train Heroic. 5 rounds of that. Make sure you're warming up thoroughly. We give you the run prep to get you ready, but if you need additional work, take it. This is the day that makes me the most nervous as far as injuries go. You take someone that hasn't done speed and agility work, and they start doing speed agility work, and it could be problematic. So make sure you're warming up thoroughly. If you're new to EFT, you want to take it slow, build up over time. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. It's not an all or nothing thing. It's a show up every day and put in some effort kind of thing. So 5-10-5 agility drill, and then a continuation of our speed work progression. It's a 100-meter sprint, a 200-meter sprint, and then 2 400-meter sprints. All these need to be near max effort. So rest as long as you need. I leave the rest time ambiguous, 2 to 5 minutes, very wide margin. Make sure it's not conditioning. It's not like aerobic conditioning. It's not even anaerobic endurance, like sprint endurance. It is truly just speed work, which means we need to be moving at max speed during these sprints. So for the 100, the 200, and then the 2 400s, make sure that you're resting as long as you need to then put in another max effort. And then for our agility drill, I mentioned we're going to do more tourniquet stuff this cycle. You just can't do too much tourniquet training. So this one's going to be a Don and Dolph tourniquet after each round, and the rounds there's 6 of them, 6 rounds of 30 air squats, 30 push-ups, 30 walking lunges, 15 per leg, and then a 400-meter run. So we're keeping this to monostructural cardio with that 400-meter run, and calisthenic work with all the body weights work on this tactical Saturday. That's something, I don't know if you notice or care to notice, but I look at, when I write all these cycles, try to make this brief, but just give you an explanation as to why it's calisthenics this particular day. I take load, light, moderate, heavy. I take duration, sprint, short, moderate, and long. And then I take modalities. I take calisthenics, monostructural cardio, and then weightlifting. And I mix all those up into every possible combination we possibly can across multiple cycles. This particular cycle is a very balanced one, where the combination of those are just perfectly balanced. Whereas next cycle I'd have to look at I have a long list of like where the next cycle is going, where the cycle after that's going. It goes out to like 10 plus cycles of training that I know where the emphasis is placed on. I don't know the exercises or particular reps or weight and all that right now for those future cycles, but I do know the general direction of it. And in the future, in the next cycle, it's gonna you'll have more sprint duration conditioning days with more weightlifting, and then that all gets balanced out where one cycle will have more of an emphasis, but then the next one will have an emphasis somewhere else with maintenance for the one you just trained. So that across time you are as balanced and as effective as a law enforcement officer as you can be, because you've trained in all these different combinations of loads and durations and modalities. And so you're going to run into days where we do mostly calisthenic work. So this is how we ended up with this on this tactical Saturday, calisthenic work with the 400-meter run, 6 rounds of it, which will make it challenging, most certainly, because of the overall volume of work on this particular day. And again, down and off tourniquet after each round. That's included with your time. So this is for time. The down and off tourniquet is part of that time. Make sure you're able to get that tourniquet on, effectively on, especially if you're putting it on, not especially, but if you're putting it on an arm, you can check the radial pulse to make sure it's working. If you can feel your pulse, it's not tight enough. It means blood's still pumping, right? Still pumping past the tourniquet. With the leg, it's a little bit tougher for pulse checks unless you have background with like palpating pulses where maybe like medics, people that are paramedics or EMS in the past. There's a couple different spots you can check the pulse in the lower extremity at, but it certainly is tougher than the radial pulse on the wrist. But that's a good way to test it. Either way, my point being, put it on effectively and do it. Try to do it within sub 30 seconds. Should be sub 30 seconds. We do so much tourniquet drills that you should be pretty quick with staging it and getting ready to go for the next round. Consider that your rest time between rounds, but do it fast. It's part of your time, and then record your time in the app, and we'll see where everyone stacks up. But that's your week. That's your week, August 19th to the 24th. Good week of training. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys have a good week, and let's get after it.